Hello everyone and welcome to the European Session Brief. We're on Thursday the 27th of April 2023, almost on 8:30 in the morning here in Europe. That means we've got just over half an hour until the European Open, and yeah, let's have a look at some of the market headlines this morning. Just checking here some of the headlines from Bloomberg. One of them being regarding the fate of First Republic Bank, because it's become a game of chicken between the US government and the lender's largest rivals, with both sides seeking to avoid steep losses and hoping the other will save the troubled firm. As the bank's stock keeps lurching lower, it dropped 49% on Tuesday and 30% on Wednesday. Regulators have so far refrained from stepping in. They're betting that banks that deposited 30 billion into the bank last month can hash out a deal to ensure the firm doesn't fail and take some of their money with it. Senior officials at the Federal Deposit Insurance have even discussed whether to lower their private assessment of the bank, a move that would curb its access to a pair of Federal Reserve lending facilities. Yesterday, we saw some news come out that the UK antitrust watchdog decided to block the biggest ever gaming deal between Microsoft and Activision. So Microsoft's proposed purchase of Activision Blizzard. The Competition and Markets Authority has said yesterday that it has concerns over the $69 billion takeover that can't be solved by any proposed remedies, and the only solution is to prevent the deal. Microsoft and Activision have pledged to appeal the decision, but the UK's decision is globally binding and has the power to stop the deal altogether if the appeal process is unsuccessful for Microsoft. President Joe Biden defended his administration's semiconductor subsidies, saying that they weren't designed to hurt China but to bolster manufacturing and jobs in the US. He was asked whether measures to restrict investments in China placed US allies in a difficult spot. He said yesterday that both the US and South Korea would benefit from creating more resilient supply chains. European economic calendar today, relatively quiet. You can see there's nothing in the red, so nothing high impact. We've got a lot of consumer confidence. Unemployment rates out of Spain, but consumer confidence out of the Eurozone, probably the highlights. Nothing really I would suggest is market moving. Market's really been moving in line with global sentiment. We've seen a risk off week so far with flow out of equities. Although it must be said, cryptocurrencies have been trading pretty nicely, so not been trading with that risk off sentiment, but you have seen flow out of the US dollar, and you can see here the pound and the euro both edging higher, the euro actually posting new yearly highs yesterday, but wasn't able to secure a daily close above. So that's probably what we want to be watching out for on the euro today. The equities are just edging slightly higher ahead of the open. You can see just ticking in the green. We've got some highlights of earnings today out of the Eurozone. We've got AstraZeneca, Barclays and Deutsche Bank. So Barclays and Deutsche Bank certainly to be watched, with all the banking goings on and stress and crisis and talk of Deutsche Bank collapsing, etc., etc. You know the score by now. So Deutsche will be reporting today. So I would suggest markets will have a close eye on there. And don't forget they've got quite a high weighting on the DAX. So if we do see poor earnings out of Deutsche Bank, then I'd be watching for a potential break below 15,735 on this DAX, because that's quite a key technical level for me. Support. We found some nice bounces. You can see the wicks here off this level. But if we do see negative earnings for Barclays, for Deutsche, then that level could give way and we could see flow down into 15,520. Likewise, the FTSE also struggling yesterday, wasn't able to hold at 78.45. We'd basically gone nowhere for the past 7 days or so of trading, and then we've now secured what looks to be a downside breakout of that range. You can see we haven't been able to retest the all-time highs, and it looks like we could be set for a move lower. My next major support level, I'm afraid, isn't all the way down till 77.10. So from here we could see another 110 points given back to the market. Cable, like I said, is edging slightly higher on the week, but it's been pretty choppy, if truth be told. You can see the state of the intra-week, let's say, and even the daily bars. It's very messy right now. No clear direction whatsoever. So for breakout traders, quite a messy little environment that we're in. Yeah, and that leads me on to say, let's get into it. So yeah, I won't ramble on any further. So let's get stuck into the European session. I'll see you all inside the chat room, and if there's anything else, I'll post it all in there. Until next time, all the best with your trading. Take care, and bye for now.